Hey there, welcome back. Today's video is going to be something new on this channel, and I figured I would do a tutorial. But I probably should preface it by saying, it's not really going to be a tutorial, instead it's going to be more of like a watch me do my makeup -eel. I'm not really, I've told you guys before, I'm not really a makeup artist. I did work behind the counter for many years. Cosmetic counters, and I did actually freelance for a little bit, but that's been many years. And so it's funny because it's actually, I find it easier to do makeup on other people sometimes than I find it to do on myself. But I figured I would just do all of my makeup tutorials or watch me do my makeup videos are going to be more about just like the makeup that I wear all the time. If I wear a great look during the week to work, then I'll show you guys and recreate it. So if you're looking for like really intricate, crazy, inspirational looks, it's probably not the channel you're gonna find that in. It's gonna be really simple. Like I said, it's gonna be the actual makeup that I wear, and it's gonna be really easy. And most of my makeup that I wear during the week or on a regular basis, it's, pretty easy because, I don't have a lot of time in the morning, so I don't want to spend forever doing my makeup. Even though I do wear a full face, I don't like to, spend forever doing really intricate looks or 4 or 5 colors on the eyes. Sometimes I'll, do a crease and maybe a few other colors, but, typically don't do a lot of really intricate stuff. Not that I even know how to do that stuff anymore. So that's why I'm barefaced. And I figured I wasn't going to start with a bare face because I figured I could speed up the process by having my foundation and brows and everything done. But I figured I'll just do it from the beginning so you guys can see it. Hopefully I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. And I'm going to be doing just like a regular look. This is like a look that I wear pretty much all the time. Like it's a very standard makeup look for me that I wear pretty much every day when I go to work. I'm just going to be using one eyeshadow on the lid because that's how I like to do a lot of my days. Sometimes I just do one color on the lid and then even take that same color and just blend it into the crease, and it creates some dimension even with just one color. So let's get started. I'll show you the products as I'm using them, and then I have all my brushes here and I have like a mirror here, so I'll be staring here and I'll look up and show you guys. So first of all, let's start with, hold on. So the foundation that I'm going to be using, I'm going to do the Smashbox Camera Ready CC Cream. I've done reviews of this before on my blog. I absolutely love this stuff. And it's really easy, lightweight, easy to wear. Not exactly very dewy. It's kind of like a natural satin finish. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto like a paper towel here. And then I'm going to be using my Sephora Pro Airbrush 55 that I bought. I just like to take my finger first and just put a little bit, kind of little spots on my face. And then I just kind of buff it in here. And it gives pretty good coverage. I always start with a little bit on my face and then I'll build up if I need to. So I'll start with like this amount and then probably build up in certain areas. I actually don't like this brush around my nose area. I tend to like this brush like everywhere else on my face except around my nose. So I tend to use my Real Techniques buffing brush here around here because I really like the way it kind of gets it into kind of the folds over here. It doesn't really, makes it like more of a seamless kind of application. Whoa, I look pale. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to like even out everything, and I really am that pale, guys. And so just going to finish buffing it all in. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna, I probably would spend maybe another minute or two building it up in certain areas, but in the interest of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish just with all this. This is the only amount I'll put on. Okay, so that is the foundation. like I said, super supposed to even everything out. So after my foundation, I typically then put my concealer, but someone asked me the other day, do I do concealer like on spots and that sort of thing? I don't. I actually find that my foundation covers everything. I tend to wear very, medium coverage foundations, so I don't tend to use a lot of spot treatment concealers. If I need to build up a certain spot, I will just do it with my foundation. So I'm going to be using the Benefit Fake Up concealer, and I just normally put it under my eyes, that's all. That's the only place that I really put concealer. And then I take my Real Techniques, another Real Techniques brush. I'll list everything below. This is the contour brush actually. And I find that it does a really good job of helping to blend out my concealer and cream products, especially like cream foundation products. I like it. And it fits perfectly under the eye, as you can see. Okay, and then next I would start with, I'll probably powder later on, because I tend to, I do like to set obviously with my loose powder, but I don't do it at this point right now. Next I do my brows. So I'm using the Hourglass brow tool. There you go. And I literally just draw the bottom line of the brow and the top line of the brow. So I draw like the bottom line here and then the top line here, and then I just fill it in. Sometimes it gets a little too far ahead there. And then I just take like the side of my brush, the side of the tool, and just kind of, fill in the gaps here. And then take the little spoolie at the end. Someone asked me one time to do like a brow tutorial, and I felt bad because I was like, I don't do that much when it comes to my brows. I think the best thing you can do for your brows is get a good shape from a brow specialist. So that will solve all your problems. So like I said, bottom line here, I do the bottom line first, and then I do the top line, and then I fill it in. Or the top of the brow with a line. And then just short strokes. And I also use the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I love, and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Brow Tool. I've reviewed it before, I'll show you guys. Those are my three kind of favorite brow products. And so brows are done. Like I said, I probably would spend like a little more time if I was doing this actually and getting ready to go to work, because I'm really particular about my brows. But in the interest of time, I've done enough. Next is going to be my eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Just a little bit on my finger. I use this or like the NARS eyeshadow primer. And I just use my finger and I just dab it on, pat it on like this. And do it on both eyes. I don't tend to put a lot of foundation on my eyelids to even them out color-wise, like even on any discoloration. I use my primer for that, because I find sometimes if I put foundation on my lids, it makes them very oily. So I try to not put a lot of foundation on my eyes. Next, going for a really simple eye look. I told you, you guys are really in for a treat. This is gonna be an easy look. I'm using Gucci eyeshadow in Starlight. So beautiful, beautiful color. I've reviewed this before. You guys know I'm obsessed with this color. I'm gonna see what kind of brush I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use like a flat brush. So this is a MAC 252 brush, a very flat eyeshadow brush. You want something kind of large like this to pick up the shadow and, get it all over the lid. And I like to apply my eyeshadows by pressing the color on. This is a really easy color to wear on a daily basis. I find myself reaching for this a lot. This has become kind of one of my favorite colors to wear. I told you I was not a fan necessarily of their, you can hardly see it on the camera, but in person it really is like a beautiful kind of beigey bronze color. And like I said, I'm just kind of pushing it all over the eye, pressing it onto the eye. Nothing really, no amazing technique here, like I said. I'm gonna really exert my technique, a little bit that I have. It's probably easier for me to do it on other people actually, because I'm just so used to kind of doing my eyeshadow in a certain way and just making it easy for myself. So then what I do is I take a blender brush, like the MAC 224 here, and I just dab it in the color and just a little bit into my crease. Because you can really create depth and definition with just one color. That's the great thing. You don't have to do an entire like tons and tons of different colors on the lid. Sometimes I can create definition just with one color, because when you put it into the crease, it somehow just deepens anyway. So, told you, this is like as easy as pie. So that's pretty much the eyes. Sometimes I do liner, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll use like a gel liner, but not all the time. Today I'm not going to. And then using the Guerlain Maxi Lash mascara, which is one of my favorite mascaras. I do use a lot of coats of mascara. Like I said, in the interest of time, I won't do tons and tons of coats like I normally do, but I tend to put on like a good 5 coats. I like mascara, and I like my lashes to really stand out. I like a thick formula, a volumizing formula, a very inky black formula, as opposed to like more just like lengthening or very natural. Like I like my lashes to be quite dramatic. Okay, like I said, I would probably do more coats, but we would just be watching me put on mascara for the whole video. And it gives a pretty dramatic lash. It's hard to see on video, but in person it's a pretty strong lash, which I like. Now I'll just do a little bit of loose powder. I like to use my By Terry Hydra Powder and a powder puff. And I just take it and press into the T-zone area. Just press and roll. That's the technique that works the best for me. Just press and roll into the skin. And that helps to just seal my makeup for the day. And that's it. So next I'm gonna do my cheeks, which I tend to use a few products actually for the cheeks. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, which you'll laugh is actually, sorry it's a little dirty there, is a contour for me. That's how pale I am. So I'm gonna use Dim Light, and I just use my NARS Yakiyo, I think that's how you say it, brush, and I just put it right into the hollows of my cheeks here. I find it just warms them up a little bit and also gives me a slight contour, nothing too dramatic. And I wasn't sure if I loved this brush at first, but the more I was being too delicate with it, and now that I've really gotten to kind of, you know, being a little harsher with it and a little stronger with it, I really, really enjoy it. The blush I'm gonna be using is the Burberry blush number 6 Tangerine. So really love this color. I'm gonna use my Bobbi Brown blush brush here. And I'm just gonna dab a little bit on a paper towel. And then I just kind of buff it in and do like circular motions from the apples of my cheeks just like halfway back. Some people start their blush back a little bit further. I like to do it on the apples of my cheeks and kind of just go halfway back. And just, I always, no matter whenever I put my blush brush into the blush, I always dab it off on a paper towel. So finishing, I just take maybe like a big fluffier brush, this is a Shu Uemura brush, and just kind of buff it out just a little bit. I like to also take my Bobbi Brown finishing powder here, this one, and I just kind of do a little bit of a highlight and then over my blush. I just find that it tones down the blush a little bit and kind of blends everything together. I don't know. Every time I've been using it, I just kind of like the finishing look that it gives me. And then I'm gonna apply my lipstick, which is the Marc Jacobs Lip Gel in Role Play. I can do this right on camera here. It's a great kind of peachy nude. That's it. That is the look. Basic, simple, ready to go to work or wherever you're gonna go. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of my watch me do makeup eels. I'm not gonna call them tutorials that I'll be having coming in the future, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.